time, motherfuckers. Goddamn fucking retards. Demonetize this, bitches. You fucking degenerate inbred pack of communists, Nazi wannabe tyrant, gathering of corporations united. Eat my furry smelly ass. That's it. It's about fucking time. People wake up and smell the garbage can, which once were the beginning of a beautiful rose. This is just a hamster's perspective. Here's a little background. During the young, inspired years of my youth, from their age around 12 and forward, I spent every woken moment I could developing my knowledge and skills within the arts of programming, networking, and the internet. As everyone else, amazed by the obvious endless possibilities, and knew this was the leap of mankind that would explode our development. Around 1996-97, I entered into higher education, and I quickly fell into a like-minded group of people who were, if anything, a lot more competent in their choice of fields. The first issue, which became painfully obvious to a lot of us, was the blatant disregard of security, privacy, and especially the rights of the students in the local networks. I'm not going into details, but we became actively engaged in forcing these issues to be attended. And through this process, we became strong advocates for, among other things, making sure that the right framework was present in the various services people threw themselves at, both unknowingly and with the "I have nothing to hide" mentality. Especially as the various attempts at social media platforms grew and died, we were amazed at how recklessly people chose their platform, of which none of course had terms of service which were anywhere near acceptable. The whole talk made very short. If you choose a platform that are bullshitting you around already in their terms of service and in their handling of same, then you are really naive to think they won't keep bullshitting you, as it has painfully been demonstrated through social media history. When looking back, it was a rather futile attempt, but we actually were desperate to reach people with this. We might not at the time have been able to see the complete ramifications, but most of the doomsday predictions we have made pre-millennium have since become everyday fact, or is, as you watch this, actually being built. The around 20 years I have been aware and following this development of Google and its branches and its fellow, in quotation, corporations, they have been the cutting edge of new internet development, not just publicly, but behind the scenes too. And they have always been extremely intelligent about their approach to anything. I know a lot out there is going to flip the bananas on this one, but I have to say, those people might not see the relationship between the various participants. Coincidence is you wanting to phone your friend and you pick up the phone, and just as you do, this said friend calls you. That's a coincidence. Do you really think it's a coincidence that all these branches of Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and so on follow the same mentality? Do you think it's coincidence that they are all very cuddly with each other and with the biggest outlets and pushers of things like feminism and social justice? Do you really think it's a coincidence that it is just a result of trying to respond to the outcry of the people they helped create? Do you really think it's a coincidence they behave like they do? Google and related corporations have always acted as if they know something about the future of the internet everyone else doesn't. And they have an over 20-year near perfect track record. They are the people in charge of the development of the next generation internet. They have been on the cutting edge of anything related to internet. And they have been building censorship tools for decades. If you for a second think you can change the end objective of this monster, which it has ruthlessly pursued for decades, then I really admire your spirit. No one is going to have any say in what platforms are available. It is that simple. It's definitely not Putin, the alt-right, or the patriarchy you should be worried about. You should be worried about giving this combine of corporations even more power than they already have. Who are really the ones to gain from all this echo chamber, mafioso-like censorship and administration? It is not going to be the trolls and terrorists that suffer under this. It's going to be Mr. and Mrs. whomever got fucked over by the combine holding this and their favored supporters. It's kinda like giving your house keys to the thieves and say, please don't take the silverware too. And for the ones who are still thinking I have nothing to hide, or say I don't talk about X, so why should I care? If you suddenly were to talk about X, then one would think it would be pretty damn important to you, right? I'm sorry for the lack of entertainment through this video. I just had to get it out of my system. Thanks for watching.